Hello, xin chào mọi người. Chào mọi người nhé. Chào mọi người đã trở lại với 21 ngày đọc sách, và hôm nay là ngày thứ Bảy, cũng là phiên chia sẻ sách hàng tuần của câu lạc bộ chúng ta. Thì hôm nay hy vọng là mọi người cũng bố trí thời gian để tham gia phiên chia sẻ và lắng nghe. Nếu mà ai chưa lắng nghe được đúng giờ thì có thể nghe lại. Mình hôm nay cũng lại dậy hơi muộn một chút, nên là like hơi muộn, nên sorry các bạn nhé. Nếu mà mọi người có một cái tip để mà giữ cho mình có cái động lực dậy sớm thì nó cũng rất là tốt. Thì mình chỉ dậy sớm ở trong tuần thôi, cuối tuần thì hơi khó dậy một chút. Bây giờ là 9:22 rồi. Andy thì cũng báo với mình là sẽ vào muộn một chút, nhưng mà mình còn vào muộn hơn cô ấy thôi. Thế nên là giờ chắc cô ấy chưa ở đây. Thì chia sẻ một chút về cuốn sách của mình nhé. Mình vừa đọc tuần vừa rồi bằng tiếng Việt, thì đấy là cuốn Lục Xì Vũ Trọng Phụng, và mình đã đọc được một nửa rồi. Thì ở đây mình rất là ngạc nhiên, bởi vì ông ấy mất rất là sớm, chưa đến 30 tuổi thì phải. Xem nào. 1912, 1939. Đúng là chưa đến 30 tuổi. Thế mà cái câu chữ rất là sắc bén, mà cái luận nó cũng đanh thép. Mình đúng là thiên tài. Mình phải nói là mình cũng không đọc nhiều áng văn của Vũ Trọng Phụng, hay là mình chưa được đọc áng văn nào mà nó viết chân thực, mà lập luận chặt chẽ, mà hiểu biết như là Vũ Trọng Phụng ở trong Lục Xì. Nếu ai chưa biết thì Lục Xì là một cái cách gọi khác của một cái một cái bệnh viện gọi là chữa làm phúc cho những cái gái bán dâm mà bị các cái bệnh xã hội, và dạy họ các cái cách là vệ sinh cá nhân cũng như là tình dục an toàn, và kiểm tra bệnh thường xuyên cho họ nữa, khám bệnh. Rồi lại còn khám bệnh cho cả những gái bán dâm đang hoạt động ở ngoài định kỳ, 1 tháng 2 lần thì phải, chia ra theo khu. Tại vì một lần mà đổ hết đến bệnh viện thì không chữa được hết, quá tải. Thì từ cái câu chuyện đó nó phát sinh, hoặc đúng hơn là nó sẽ liên đới đến rất là nhiều các vấn đề khác ở trong xã hội. Thì lúc đấy Vũ Trọng Phụng với vai trò là một nhà báo của báo Tương Lai thì phải. Thế ông đã nhiều lần đến nhà Lục Xì, và cũng là cái may mắn của ông, bởi vì thời điểm đấy thấy ông ấy nói là để tiếp cận đến nhà Lục Xì rất là khó khăn, do các cái chính sách, hoặc là chỉ đơn giản là do chính quyền không muốn mọi người biết quá nhiều về cái nơi đó, cũng như là thể diện của những cái người con gái bán dâm nó cũng rất cao, mặc dù là cái việc họ làm thì vốn lại không cao quý theo cái cách mà xã hội nhìn nhận thời bấy giờ. Nó rất là lệch nhau. Thế nghĩa là mình thường là làm cái gì không cao quý thì mình bớt liêm sỉ đi một tí, thậm chí là không có luôn. Đây vẫn còn ngại, nhưng mà thôi thì nó cũng là cái thời 1930 mấy thì phải. Cuốn này được viết xuất bản 1937, lúc ấy là vẫn là thời Pháp thuộc. Thì mình đang đọc đến một nửa rồi, và mình nhận thấy cái cách viết của Vũ Trọng Phụng ở trong cuốn này rất là kỳ lạ. Ông ấy vẫn rất là đanh thép, vẫn rất là chắc chắn với những lập luận của ông ấy, nhưng đồng thời ông ấy hay nói ra, hay đúng hơn là hay tả về, hay thuật lại những cái lập luận của người thời bấy giờ mà mình cũng cảm thấy có lý. Nghĩa là ông ấy viết rất là khách quan, nghĩa là về phần ông ấy thì ông ấy rất là chắc chắn, rất là đanh thép, nhưng mà khi ông ấy viết về phần xã hội thì ông ấy vẫn rất là chân thật về cái sự hợp lý của cái nhìn của người bên ngoài. Đấy, có thể hai cái đấy cũng song song được, nhưng mà mình thấy là nó như một cuộc phiêu lưu ấy, và nó có cái sự kịch tính riêng. Nghĩa là ở đây có thể đến cuối của cuốn này tác giả lại có một cái nhìn khác về gái bán dâm, còn hiện tại thì ông ấy vẫn đang khá là khắt khe, cũng như là có cái nhìn nó chưa được công tâm lắm. Đôi khi là ông ấy nhìn nó hơi thô bạo về cái công việc đấy quá. Mình chỉ có chia sẻ đơn giản vậy thôi, bởi vì mình cũng chưa đọc hết cuốn này. Còn lại thì đọc ly kỳ lắm, bởi vì toàn những điều mình chưa biết bao giờ, và ông ấy đi rất là sâu vào vấn đề, ngay cả từ cái việc là chữa trị như thế nào này, thói quen như thế nào này, dùng thuốc gì này, rồi thái độ của mọi người với cả gái bán dâm, và thái độ gái bán dâm với mọi người, và cái tình huống thời bấy giờ mà làm sao lại có nhiều bệnh hoa liễu, bệnh xã hội lại lây lan trong dân gian như vậy. Và chính quyền, và cả vấn đề chính trị nữa. Đấy, chính trị hồi đấy là có một bên là bảo hộ, một bên là chính quyền bảo hộ, và một bên là chính quyền thuộc địa, rất là lằng nhằng, và nó đã khiến cho đôi khi là như ông ấy nói là không có ai mà chịu trách nhiệm cả, nó cứ như ở cái chỗ lập lờ. Thế nhưng mà vẫn có những cái nỗ lực mà muốn ổn định cái xã hội, và ông ấy nói trên cái phương diện là gọi là gì nhỉ, cái vấn đề mại dâm. Đó. Thì Andy cũng vào rồi. Hello Andy, can you hear me well? Your
Yes, I can
Zoom
hear you
name.
well.
Can you hear me well? Because I turn on the fan right next to me.
I can hear you.
Okay, and your name has something more in it. Mandai Nature, Primates, SG.
Yeah, I just had a IUCN meeting, so I forgot to change it back.
Okay.
It's yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Monday Nature Primate Specialist Group.
So how was you in the past 2 weeks?
Oh, it has been 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, it has been 2 weeks.
Oh my god. It was good. I actually had a very productive Saturday yesterday.
Oh,
Working.
productive or
Yeah.
lucrative? Are you playing mahjong again?
No.
No.
Well, mahjong is not about productive. Mahjong is about wealth.
Yeah,
Whether I
lucrative.
feel
Yeah.
wealthy or not. But I was very productive. I'm very surprised that I managed to do a lot for the action plan that I was planning
Oh
for
wow.
the monkeys. Yeah, I've been dragging it for so long. So yesterday, somehow, I'm not sure why, it was a perfect day and I just wrote so much.
You
I,
wrote?
I was writing the document. It's an action plan.
So
Yeah, so I don't know, I felt very happy. And then when I went to bed, I thought I'm gonna have a good dream. But this morning, I had a very bad dream.
very bad.
It was one of the most terrible dreams in recent times that I can remember. I'm not sure whether you remember your dreams or do you actually have dreams often. Yesterday, as in last night, I dreamt that I was in Thailand with my mom, right? Because my mom is from Thailand. And so in my dream, we went back to her country to tour. But at the airport, there was a terrorist attack. And then everyone had to be corralled into one corner. So there were many, many people, and the terrorists would bring their guns. And somehow I was at the end of the crowd. So like the last few people of the crowd, which makes you stand out, right? Because you're at the corner. So then I was there praying that they won't see me, but they were pointing their gun and then like looking at different people. I think they look at me because I don't look like a Thai. I don't look like a local.
Well, it's amazing. Your dream is logical. Mine is just blurry and chaos, but scary at the same time. Sometimes it appears out of nowhere. The
No, I'm
things
not
that
surprised.
cause horror.
This time it was so logical.
Yeah.
And so the terrorist was pointing a gun and looking around, and suddenly it stopped in front of my face.
Uh-huh.
And then it was going to shoot. It was so horrifying. And so I forced myself to open my eyes because I know it was a dream.
You know, when I was young, I had a bad dream, and I was so scared that until I wake up, even though I know I'm dreaming at the time. But
Yeah.
Nowadays, lately, whenever I know that I'm dreaming, then I can
Continue
I
to sleep.
yeah, I have a sense that I'm not in danger, so I keep letting it happen.
Yes.
So yeah, like
You want to see the ending.
like a watcher. Yeah,
Yeah.
just want to see
Spectator.
the ending. Yeah,
Spectator.
spectator. Yeah, but sometimes I involve in the scene, but sometimes
Yes.
I'm not.
Yeah, so it's the same feeling that you have.
Uh,
I sometimes think that I know what's happening, so I don't want to wake up, but I don't want to see the consequences. Like, you know, the gun thingy, I know somehow it's like a dream, but then when the gun is supposed to fire, oh, I don't want to see my face being shot. I
Yeah,
open
but
my eyes.
then it's not logical. Where you've been shot in the face, then how can you see yourself being shot? You
Like,
know?
I know when you are a spectator outside of
Yeah.
yourself, but sometimes you are in
First
yourself, but
person.
you
Yeah.
still know that it's you're
Point of
watching
view.
what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, oh my god, when I woke up, I got so scared and just like, where's my cat? I'm holding my cat. They're like, oh, I'm so scared. So I went back to sleep. That's why I woke up a bit late today.
This one, this one. Maybe
Yeah.
you just you was too excited yesterday, so that's why you didn't sleep well. Yeah.
Maybe my mind was too active, and like even the dream was very active. Oh my god. Yeah.
Uh, for the past 3 weeks, I've done meditation before I slept. And then
Mm-hmm.
I slept well.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Meditation is good. Ease the mind and put more oxygen in your lungs before you sleep. Then I realized that the first few breath, I can inhale a lot of air, but then in the later of the meditation session, I inhale less. I think
Oh.
because normally I inhale a small portion because I didn't notice how, or maybe I didn't manage my breathing. So I in the state of lack of oxygen all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So but whenever I have to deep breath, then yeah, more air comes in. But for the 3 or 5 inhale and exhale
Mm-hmm.
circle, then I being normal again. Yeah, so that helps. I think bring more oxygen to my lungs is good, and I breathe normally in my sleep. I think I I have a deep inhaling, yeah. But during my sleep, when I wake up, I just like not breathing good, maybe
Mm-hmm.
lack of oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's
Oh, you're very conscious about it.
yeah. When you do meditation, you see the changes in your body. Yeah,
Ah,
that's good.
maybe I should do that also.
Yeah, it just took me 10 minutes before I sleep, but yeah, better, so much better. 10
How
minutes
long have
every
you
day.
been doing meditation?
Meditation class, I do not take it anymore. I plan to do it on my own because I know the basic and I have motivation. Every night I will call my girlfriend and
Mm-hmm.
she will do meditation with me. And that's great.
That is very good.
Yeah. And also I am taking twice a week badminton session. Although I paid for three sessions a week, but
Wow, that's a lot.
yeah, that's too much for me. But now it's Monday and Friday every week.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, and it's also the the day that my teacher, filmography teacher, go to study. Yeah, he has his own study session. So yeah, doesn't mismatch. Yeah, very good, well organized schedule. So I have time for everything. But sometimes I am lack
Lack of
slacking,
discipline.
slacking,
Lack
lacking.
of discipline.
Yeah, lack of discipline. Yeah, but it's been great for me. I'm doing a new schedule, which is more good to my health, meditation and badminton, and also photography and filmography every weekend. But
Wow, so active.
but this weekend Hanoi is raining, and my lens and body camera bodies are not weather sealing, so I
Weatherproof.
cannot. Yeah. Uh, so I cannot go outside. So after this session, I plan to go to somewhere with shelter, but yeah, big space for me to yeah, extract good photo. I haven't considered any place, but I'll look for it later. Okay.
Yeah, later I have to go to the temple because it's for the Qingming.
Jimmy, yes.
Yes.
But why temple? I thought you have to go to the cemetery, to the temple,
So
like your family temple, or?
no, it's just that in Singapore, because we have so little space,
Uh-huh.
we don't actually have many large public cemeteries left anymore. All of those ashes, they usually are moved to like a crematorium, but it's also combined with Chinese temple sometimes. Maybe temple is not the right word to say, but it's like an altar for public. So then you can do your praying there, you can do your joss sticks, burning everything, offering the food. So yeah, not really a temple. I think I said wrongly.
Well, maybe you can you take some picture of that place for me? I've never wonder where do people in Singapore go after they decease, because yeah, I know you guys lack of land, so you cannot use that for dead people.
Yeah,
Much,
so
yeah.
actually, maybe you have never been in this kind of setting before, but there are many like places, like a closet box kind of setting, and there are people from all the way in 1902 or something like that have been there for like maybe 100 years. So you can see very old photographs, and it's quite amazing. And those that are all the way at the top, I actually don't think anyone is there to see them anymore. Like their loved ones may not be there anymore, but their ashes are still there. So I don't know what is the system where they replace it, because at some point they will be so old from the past that maybe they will be removed. That one I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, that's sad. Whenever I go to the cemetery and I see a tomb being left alone for a long time, and you see the grass, tall grass around it, and
Yeah.
there's no incense in front of it, so you know it's sad. Like people, like they actually dead when living people forgetting
Or
that
maybe
person.
there's no more living people that knows them.
Uh, yeah, that's probably is. And also, when the tomb is too far from the living one, so people stop coming, and that's sad too.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, but Have you watched Interstellar by Christopher Nolan, the movie?
No, but I heard about it.
Yeah. Because in that movies, there's a question about what's the benefit of loving people who have died.
Okay.
Yeah. So the answer is none. There's no benefit in loving someone who's left. But that movie has a deep meaning, and you will find the answer by yourself. But there's a question. That question in the movie with the answer is none. But the whole movie give you a different answer. Yeah. That's good.
That's interesting.
Cannot spoil you, but just give you the name of the movies. That's a good experience if you watch it in the theater, because it was so dramatic and majestic in every scene. Because they shot out of space. You know, they create like a movie scenes where people going out of space, and there's a large place.
I remember when the movie first came out, that was the draw of the movie, being very cinematographically well done.
And the director, he used very least of CGI, so you can appreciate the background and everything else. It's so realistic. Okay, so about the book that you've been reading, have you
at the toilet?
Yeah, in the toilet. Are you still reading in the toilet?
Yeah, bits and pieces, yes. But sometimes it's like I go to the toilet so fast that I don't even have time to read.
Yeah, that's
too fast. I don't spend too much
time. Predict.
Yeah?
Yeah, I predict that you that's not a place for read, you know.
You never try, you never know. So I tried, I knew.
Yeah. Because whenever you open some book, then you want your mind to calm, and yeah, you in a very comfortable state of mind and body. But the toilet is designed to give you some good time, but for a short time, and you have to get out of it. You cannot stay there. Yeah.
Oh well, but nonetheless, I managed to finish a chapter.
Yeah.
And finishing that chapter means the closure of the first part of the book, which is his field expedition. So the last chapter of that first part basically talks about the rest of his journey in the jungle. He spent only a few months there, but every day he's out in the jungle. So it was very productive. The last chapter that I read was mainly about towards the end of his journey in the field. And I felt like he made a lot of stupid decisions. I mean, even he realized that some of the decisions that he took were very silly and life-threatening. He was alive only because he was very lucky. So one example is that, for example, he couldn't really speak Malay, right, the local language, and his few assistants were all Malay, but he could speak some broken Malay. So when they communicated, there was oftentimes misunderstanding. So for example, he will go to the forest with the few assistants, and then he will tell the few assistants to come back in 3 hours because they have to take a boat to be on the river to go to the field site. And then the few assistants will misunderstand to think that to come back the next day at 3 p.m. So to leave him in the forest overnight. And so when he's done with his field survey in 3 hours, he was waiting for his few assistants, but they didn't come back until at night. So he decided to swim in the river back to his field camp, which is very, very silly because it's at night. You can't really see anything. You are in the water where there's crocodiles. And so he managed to swim his way back to the campsite, and his few assistants were shocked because they said that, you know, he really shouldn't do that. It's so dangerous. He could be eaten up by the crocodiles. Nobody will know what happened to him. He will die. So yeah, I mean, like, there were a lot of things that he did that were not very good examples of what you should do in the forest alone. But nonetheless, he was so lucky. He managed to collect a lot of information while he's out there. And that was when he realized orangutans are very different from other apes and monkeys in their social organization style or their lifestyle, because the primates that he knew were all very social animals. So they form group sizes, they do things together, there is male and female in a group. But for orangutans, he said that they are like loners. They are by themselves, and they are like a hermit. They like to keep to themselves. So it's either one big male on his own or one mother and the juvenile. That's all. Sometimes they might come together in the same feeding tree, but after they finish eating, they will go on their separate ways. So he's just saying how different it is from other primates. And the reason he thinks is because orangutans are so big and they eat so much fruit that they can't be in a big group size, because when you go to the forest, there's only very limited trees with fruits. And so they can't be all feeding in the same tree. So they have to spread out, which is why over time it became, you know, one individual or two individuals. And then another experience that he had was he met this very, very old male orangutan. So when the orangutan gets very, very old, he or she can no longer really climb trees. So instead of being arboreal, they spend more time on the ground. And so he had 2 or 3 instances of actually coming face to face with a large male orangutan. And he got so scared because if the orangutan decides to charge him, he probably would die. Yeah. Sorry, my cats are fighting in front of my laptop. Yeah, so basically that's it. That chapter was about his journey going through the forest, finding orangutans, making a lot of few notes. So in a way, it's not as exciting or different or new compared to the earlier chapters when he was still exploring, when he had many new things to take note. So towards the end, it's more about his time with the orangutans, which is great actually to read. Yep. Fini.
Okay, interesting. Always interesting to read something that you don't know the outcome, or you find conflict, and it keeps you reading. Yeah, you may disagree with the author or maybe with the main character, and but at the same time, you know how dangerous it could be if it were you in the same situation. Wow. Well, for mine, my book, I haven't shared this because for the last 2 weeks I switch. I don't read the 55 short story, best-selling short story anymore. Maybe I'll come back later, but there was a day 2 weeks ago that I came home and then I found
Another book.
Yeah, another book. Also, you can say short stories and also article, like a very long article written by a journalist. This author, I don't know him as a journalist before, but he did write for a paper, for a publisher, and he wrote about prostitution in Hanoi in 1937.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, a long time ago.
yeah. And he was so young when he wrote that story. Uh, he died at 27 or 28. I don't remember, but that at that time,
He was only 27 years, 28, he died.
yeah. And this published 1 year before his death.
Okay.
Yeah, and for that young person, he has a very sharp writing skill, and he is very experienced, also knowledgeable, and his opinion are very strong. Like he and his analogy as well. Well, I share this with my Vietnamese fellows when you were not in, so I don't have to translate this. But he, like I mentioned, confliction keeps you read. He also did that, but you see, there's nothing urgent about the situation. It has been happened. It had happened for a very long time. The prostitution in any country is part of society. So
And it's
there's
still happening, yeah.
Yeah, still happening. But for 26, 27 years old person who may haven't experienced many, but you know, genius in his writing and experience and knowledge, with many knowledge, and he has a very strong opinion towards prostitution and everything involved. But he also write a very like, what do you say, logical and meaningful opinion of others when it comes to prostitution in the society at the time. So I don't know if he is very objective about the subject, or he just write the truth, because I can see the confliction here, where he very certain about his analogy and everything, conclusion of prostitution of the society at the time. But then everyone else has others, maybe some adding to his opinion, to his certainty, but some may object him or in a different direction.
So would you be able to give an example of what you mean? Like,
yeah, like he thinks that every prostitute is dirty and doesn't have dignity or anything. They just throw everything away to work the simplest job in the world, but also at the time has the most disease may infect him, may infect them. And the others think that they do it because they are poor and low educated, but he deduced it by pointing out they're aware of dangers when it comes to unsafe sex, and when it comes to the police, when they ever encounter
because it's
them.
illegal and all, breaking the law. Yeah.
And also the hospital, the charity hospital that keep them in if they have meet a certain requirement or condition that they have to go there, and they aware of everything, but they they like doesn't want to improve their life by well, there's a center of the story, which is a charity hospital, which teaching them how to do hygiene, personal hygiene, and safe sex, and how to treat the disease, and how to cure them. That is funded by the Vietnamese government as well as some of French government at the time we were colonized, or yeah. So that's the center of the story, where everything begins, and maybe there's a not begin, like the center of everything. Everything meets there, and he had a chance to come there every now and then to experience or writing, take evidence of people going in and out, and how do people get treated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. People here is the prostitutes. Those hospital only for prostitutes. Yeah, and that is the weird time of the history, where he living in that time feels weird, but he has a strong opinion, and like I mentioned, and then like he keeps learning, or even though he has strong opinion, but I feel like he keep learning, and maybe I'm predicting at the later part of the story he may have empathy towards society, but right now he is so hard on things. Yeah, he's writing maybe offend other, and especially prostitute whenever his article being published. Yeah, so there's confliction. There's confliction that is building up in the story. I can send it, and I love to know how it's end. But that book is like a documentary of prostitution in Hanoi in 1920. Yeah.
So you said it's not really a book, but it's like a long article.
Yeah, like a long article. Like,
so it's a PDF or?
It's in book paper.
Oh.
Yeah. It's quite famous in Vietnam also, although it had a hard time being published in the past, because it's so sensitive. But now, it's a must for everyone who wants to know more about society. Like myself, I learn, I study sociology. So I wish I had read this sooner, because he working for a publisher called maybe Today News. Yeah. So he was a journalist. So this is like a long article. You publish it periodically. Yeah. So that's all I can say for now. I only read half of this book, and I can see his opinion is meeting more conflict, or maybe
controversial, right?
Controversial. Controversial, but at the same time, it's leading towards people emotion, their mental health, and also the dark past of every prostitute, whatever encounter them. and led them to this job, leaving leaving their home, the villages to go to the city and doing all of this. Yeah. But we'll see, and I love to find out. Although I don't have much time to read because I have to watching movies. Maybe we share movies next time because I am studying the filmography, and there are classical movie from Vietnam, Russia, or maybe the Soviet Russia, and the movies from the old time, which has like iconic shooting perspective.
I think that's a good idea. So it can be a movie review sharing.
It's another kind of read, right? You also
with your eyes.
With your eyes. That maybe that will be more shareable when I announce that people can share movies.
Exactly.
That's good.
Because like for a book, it might not be easier. It might not be easy to access, but for a movie, it's definitely easier to access. Accessibility is very important to get more audience.
Yeah, and also there's I told you before, there are friends of mine who suggest that I should do a discussion session. Not just sharing. Sharing here means, in my view, is listening to others share. But he suggests that our club should read the same book, and then we have a discussion session. And that's not viable for me, because that's limit the amount of information people are hearing. I don't like that. Even though there are groups do that, like business group or meditation group. They are reading the same book, and they have a same goal in reading, and that's why they're doing it. But for mine, I don't want that to happen. Everyone can read their whatever they like.
I agree. While it has good points, it might lose the essence of individual freedom to choose the books that they want to spend their time for in the week.
And if you join the discussion but you haven't read the book, then you have like
nothing to contribute.
It's not contribution, and it might be controversial, like you said. I rarely use the word, but it's correct. Controversial. Okay, I think we reached the end of our session, but I don't have a card with me today. Again, maybe we draw all the deck next time.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
We can. I'm gonna go take some photos later. I'll show you some.
Show you
some pictures of dead people.
If there's an altar, you say, not a temple.
Not a temple.
But the altar of many families, deceased
it's very
relative.
So maybe I don't know whether this is a good description. It's like a bookshelf.
Like a tomb.
So it's like a bookshelf with many levels and layers. Instead of books, it's their ashes. So it's placed in a very neat way.
Well, I should should look for this word, but I only know the tomb. The tomb is not only a person in it, maybe several. and it could be large, like a
Mm.
pyramid. It also a tomb inside, which many shelf and people ashes in it. Big tomb. Okay, I think I am letting you have your time with your Japanese class, and also, yeah, you have to go to the tomb.
Yeah, and then after that, I'll go for my Japanese class. Very packed day.
Pack.
Hmm
So
I'm thinking of cutting my hair. I'm not sure whether I should. Like,
I have something to ask you. I'm planning. What are you going to do with your hair again? What do you say?
I'm thinking of cutting short,
Cutting short.
but I'm not sure yet. Like a shoulder length. I don't
You know,
know.
all of the member in the rescue and rehabilitation team in CCD, they cut their hair short, or maybe just to avoid animal to grab their hair by accident, because they working with animals every day.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So if you have the intention of getting close to animal, then you should cut your hair short. Any summer is hot.
Well, in Singapore, it's always summer.
Always summer. So how about summer in Vietnam? How's your plan?
Yeah. So actually, I'm thinking instead of the north, I might need to go to the south.
Okay. We do have many project in the south this
Yeah,
year.
it's the road bridges that I might need to follow up on, but I haven't had the chance to really plan yet.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
I will update you definitely.
Yes. I'm looking for it. And peop there are some people who knows that I'm talking with you every week.
Hmm
Also ask the same question. When do Andy's go to Vietnam? I don't know. I don't know. She
Yeah,
haven't
but
decided yet.
in-person sharing session.
In person sharing session.
That would be so cute. We go to a cafe in Hanoi and then do the sharing session.
Cafe or camping. There's
Good
a there's a
idea.
there's chance that you can camp along the Red River.
Good idea.
Yeah, camping is good, and because it also it's in the like the still within the city, so you have the 4G and Wi-Fi accessible. Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay. Without
yeah.
Wi-Fi, is without internet is fine.
Because we are doing stream, we're doing the stream.
Oh, you mean like sharing session
Yeah,
there?
yeah, like same
No,
session.
no, no. Sharing session should be somewhere maybe in the cafe is fine. You don't want internet interruptions.
And also I have something to announce. I am planning to open another channel, but
You know what I thought you were gonna say? I thought you were gonna say you're gonna plan to get married.
everyone's thought that nowadays, whenever I reach them for no reason, but I just
Yeah,
miss
because
them.
it's usually big announcements, right? That you
Yeah.
would say, I
So
have something to tell you. So then, like,
there
okay.
are there are friends that a long time I haven't seen, and I just message them, and then the next thing they ask me, "Are you going to get married and invite me?" No, not yet.
No, the answer is no, I'm not gonna invite you.
That's hard. That's not a way to start a conversation, even though they are a bit.
You end it before it begins.
Yeah, and also by the way, I'm opening up a channel, not a channel, but this time is more active, where I am walking and doing a, a podcast with someone else, maybe over the internet, maybe next to me, so maybe offline. Then I think that's the like something in contrast with the book club where you sit in one place, no talking and just reading. And this time you walking and you doing podcast with a person you like or you invited. And I may invited you for a topic because we figured out many topics that interested to the math, and I think it's good. But for now, I'm setting up some walking podcasting session where I am editing it and publish it later. Yeah. But this time, I think the guest will goes anonymously. Yeah. So only me talking to a person, and people can hear their opinion without knowing their identity. But yeah, I think that's a good way to bring people back to podcast, because podcast in Vietnam is more like watching, not listening, because we don't have a long driving time like in Europe or US, where people drive 3 or 4 hours on the road. Yeah, we do watch the stream, watch the podcast.
Watch the podcast, that's interesting.
Yeah, watch the podcast. So that's the end of this session. I hope you have a beautiful and joyful Sunday. For me, I just hope this raining stops so I can go outside and take pictures.
Okay, have a good time taking photos.
Hey, I hope I meet you soon in Vietnam. And you let me know whenever you come up with a plan and you conclude it. Yes.
Yay.
See you.
I will. Bye.
Bye. Ok, cũng là đến lúc kết thúc của phiên chia sẻ hôm nay rồi, và hẹn gặp lại mọi người trong tuần tới. Chúc mọi người một cuối tuần vui vẻ.